and welcome to our restorative yoga practice. Let's take some good deep breaths in through the nose and then a good breath out. Just feel your whole body fill up there as you lay on your back. Bend your knees. And even close the eyes here so that you can just pay attention to how your body's feeling this morning. Let go of any to-do lists. Any plans for your day? Hopefully you're having some nice weather there. Feel the sun shining here in Georgia. And with the knees resting on each other, our low back is long. Our feet are wide so that the legs are just holding each other up. Let the palms face up to the sky. And as the breath comes in through the nose, let it go all the way to the tailbone. And as you exhale, just settle there on your mat. Relax all the muscles of the face. Feel the ribs expand to the sides. Just take your time to become present in your body here. Become present here on your mat. Let go of any thoughts or distractions that are coming in. Just let your body settle here. Maybe the rest of your week or the morning you've been hustling around, so just let everything come to presence in your body. Feel the shoulders relax to the mat. Feel the chest open here with your palms up. Your arms are externally rotated, so that's just going to naturally open your chest. Let the insides of the elbows face up. Thumbs are out to the side. I want you to pay attention to the next 3 breaths. Full attention on just your breath and you. Everything else can wait. Carefully bring your knees into your chest. Keep your eyes closed. Just bring your arms around your shins. Give yourself a nice little rock side to side here. We're going to take our legs over to your right. Just let them rest over to the right and then reach out long through your left arm. Let the palm face up. Feel space in the low back. And feel space from your left shoulder down through your left hip. Give yourself space here to just breathe into the body, just letting it settle. Just not putting a lot of effort. Let your body relax. You breathe in, create space and pause. And then you breathe out, letting go of any extra holding or tension. Trying to let that shoulder relax down towards the mat. Maybe even trying to kind of pushing that left hip gently down towards the end of your mat. Try to breathe big into your left ribs. One more breath here. And we'll bring our back to the mat. Your knees come back into center. Again, a little rock side to side. And then knees go over to your left. Take your time. Take the arm out to the side. Nice big breath. Reach the arm out long to the right. Again, your palm is facing up and just let your ribs expand. Let some space get in there. Feel the space from your hip to your shoulder, a gentle stretch for the arm as you just relax here. The key is to let the out breath be your moment of just release. Even let the facial expression soften, all the muscles around your eyes. Just take 2 more breaths here. Then your knees come back into your chest. Just give yourself a gentle rock side to side. Again, your body weight now is just kind of pressing on those big muscles on your back. Take a moment to extend the legs up to the sky. Make some ankle circles. So when your ankles are here over your hips, it's obviously the opposite of what we do with the rest of our day. So just take a moment to feel the weight of your legs pressing into your hips. Gets this ankles circling here. You might not do that very often. So get the synovial fluid moving in the joint, just keeping those joints nice and young and healthy. And then point and flex the feet. Stretching the top of your foot and then stretch the heel up to the sky. It's kind of like you're tippy-toeing on your ceiling here. We're going to let the right leg come down, bend the knee, and then stretch up through your left heel. Feel your low back settle down. And then put a little bend in your knee, bring the leg in. Feel how that changes that stretch, gets a little deeper here, and then as you press the heel long, you're going to get a longer stretch right into the calf muscle. If it feels good, let's let your right leg go straight down. And then you're going to take your left leg out to the side. Feel the inside of the leg get a little stretch. Again, you can put a little bend here if that feels better. And try to let that right hip anchor down towards the ground. Now we're going to bring our leg back up to the center and then put the ankle onto your knee. Thread the hands behind your right thigh. Pull everything in. Nice and gentle. Right where you feel that edge of the stretch, I want you to pause there. Just breathe in the outside of this left hip here. You're gently pressing the knee away, getting a good stretch for the hip, large muscles there. And then let your right leg come down again. Extend the leg up to the sky. Right leg goes all the way down. Let's internally rotate and then take your leg out to the side, just about 6 inches there so that you just feel the outside of your hip. Press out through your heel. You might feel that IT band. And just kind of move at how it feels good. I want you to little bend, little straighten so you get that good stretch. I got some good sunshine coming in this morning. Right into my eyes. Thankful for the sun though. It's a good mood booster. And then take the leg back up. Say thank you leg. Just feel what space you have there without any judgment. Just giving your body that one little leg for a moment. All your attention. And then let's switch. Take your right leg up. Your left leg stays bent. So with your knee bent here on the ground, it gives you some space to just tuck your tailbone a little bit. Make sure your low back is settled. Oh. Release the extra effort and then just stretch your leg up to the sky. Again, you can bend the knee, hug it in, get a little deeper there into the hamstring, maybe into the glute. And then stretch the heel up nice and long. Give yourself permission to slow down. Take some deep breaths. And you can always come back to this video, maybe just do 10 minutes at a time if a whole class doesn't work for you. Just kind of take note of where you stop, or maybe you find kind of a favorite spot in the video and you want to do just a little hip stretch, a little back, whatever works for you. You don't always have to do the entire session. And then release. Let's externally rotate the leg. Go ahead and straighten your left leg down. Your right leg goes out and you feel that stretch. Now you'll bend the knee or straighten the leg, whatever feels better to you. There's no perfect stretch here. There's no perfect pose. It's all about getting some space in those places you need it here. Take one more breath here. Then bring the leg back up. Let's bring your ankle to your knee. just gently thread your hands behind your thigh. So if your hands don't comfortably reach behind the leg, you can always put it like a hand towel here and bring the legs in. I often suggest using a tie that might be in your house that you don't particularly like to see elsewhere. So just bring everything in. Now you're stretching into the outside of your left hip here. Good deep breath in and out. One more here. Just getting those big muscles a little love for the beginning of our time together this morning. And then take your right leg up, straighten your left leg. You're going to internally rotate. That means your knee and your toes turn in. You'll take the leg over just a little bit. So wherever you're tightest, for me sometimes I feel it low calf, low shin, maybe your outer hip or outside of your knee. So it's going to be a lateral stretch. Just move until you feel the outer edge. So I don't want you to come all the way over here. I want you to just come just about 6 inches so that your hip is still anchored. And then go ahead and bend the knees. Bring your both knees into your chest. Again, little ankle circles, a little rock side to side. Let's bring our knees wide so that we come into happy baby here. Hands to the soles of the feet, knees pressing down. Feel the length of your spine here. Kind of feel your shoulder blades plug down, your chest opens here. If your hands don't reach your feet, you're welcome to bring your hands to the back of your knees. So we're gently stretching with the weight of your legs into your hips. Again, just feel that nice little rock side to side. Low back will get a little space. Just take your time. If it feels good, start to straighten one leg and then the other. And you'll get a little rocking right and left. What's nice about starting on your back is that you don't have to worry about posture. Your mat is just supporting the length of your spine. We're getting a good stretch into the muscles of the spine. Getting some length into all those natural curves. Let's just take 2 breaths here. Breathe all the way into the low belly. Feel that stretch increase. And then breathe out fully. One more here. And then bring the soles of your feet together. Let your feet come to the mat here, knees out wide. Just give yourself a little pause. You can rest your hands on your belly or hands out to the side, just whatever feels good. If you feel like really opening this morning, take your arms overhead. Just feel your back body. This is going to put that natural curve back into your lumbar spine, but without any pressure onto the tailbone. All the support of your mat. Really good mentally here to just focus on the slowdown, focus on the breath. One more breath for me here. Give yourself a little smile, thanking yourself for giving you this time. Bring your hands outside of your thighs. And then next, you're going to either roll forward and back like this. Just hold on to the backs of your legs. Or if that doesn't work for you, you're going to roll over to your side. So do whatever feels good. If you can roll on your back, it feels really good to kind of throw your legs overhead. Be really playful here. It releases any tension as your legs go overhead. The weight of your body comes to your upper back, your upper spine, and middle muscles. Feel that nice, good release. Some of you might pause here if you're watching later and just do that for a little longer, whatever works. If that doesn't work for your low back, you'll roll over to your side and then just come up to sitting really carefully. Let's sit up tall, take the arms overhead, and then exhale, arch over to your right. Stretch down through your left hip. Inhale, take the arms overhead, and then exhale over to your left. Let's do that a few times here. Big breath in, and then arch. The whole time you're trying to anchor through the opposite hip and feel space from your hip bone, from your seat, right up through your shoulder. Take the arms up overhead. Now take the hands behind. Let's interlace your hands behind you. Draw your shoulders back. Opening up the heart. And then release, roll your shoulders. So if you have a blanket, you could sit on that here. It just helps you get a little bit taller in your spine, gives you a little bit more comfort. We're going to sit here for a moment and feel the length of your spine. You can rest your hands on your legs, maybe turn your palms up, and that's just going to help you kind of open up your chest a little bit more if you tend to kind of slouch and slump. Let's lift your chest, draw your shoulders back so you're sitting up proud. Just finding that natural length from tailbone through the top of the head. Give me a few moments here. Just close your eyes. Breathe all the way into the tailbone. And then breathe out. Let the breath go through the top of the head, letting you sit up taller. And maybe notice if you're leaning forward at all, bring the back of your head towards the wall behind you or the space behind you. That's going to keep you from hunching. We'll always try to keep the front of the body nicely open so we don't sacrifice the breath in any part of our movements, any part of our practice. Let's do one more breath here. We're going to hold on to our legs here and then circle your torso. Inhale forward and exhale back. Go as slowly as you need to. And then circle in the opposite direction. Take your time. Feel that stretch in the low back. You'll feel the stretch over the top of the hip. And then we'll walk our hands forward. Nice little stretch. Let your chin tuck. Come down as far as feels good here. Nice big breath as you lengthen up and out through the top of the head, and then forward fold as much as feels good. You want to feel the low back and low tailbone kind of anchoring down as you lengthen through your torso, through the side waist. Let's walk your hands over to the right. Feel the space here in your left ribs. And then walk your hands over to the other side. Breathe into the side ribs. Come back to center, see if you've got any more space. Feel your tailbone anchoring down. And now just round into your upper back. Just kind of wiggle out the upper back, separating your shoulder blades here. Breathe in that space in the center of your spine. Kind of feel the rise and fall of your back body as you gently stretch. And a lot of the stretch in this practice is just slowing down, not efforting, not forcing the stretch, but just letting your body unwind, slow down, and find space. Let's roll up slowly. Bring your hands behind you now, resting your palms on the mat or on the ground. Press your heels of your hands down, your fingers are forward. Now draw your shoulders back. If you like to, take your gaze up to the sky. Take a deep breath in, open up your chest. And as you exhale, draw those shoulder blades towards each other. Again, nice deep breath. Good breath out. We're going to tuck our chin and then come back in here. Sitting up tall, let's gently twist to your right. Your right hand comes behind you. Lift up through your chest. Your hand is going to serve as a kickstand. Your left hand comes to your front knee. We lift up through the collarbones and then twist from your low belly. You can take your gaze over your back shoulder here. And then I want you to lift this side of your chin. So your left side of your chin lifts up slightly, your jawline. You're going to feel stretch right along your neck. So take your time right where you feel resistance. I want you to pause there. And bring the chin back to parallel. We're going to come back to center. Take 2 breaths here. Just let the spine neutralize. Kind of feel that difference in the right side and left side of your body. And then go to your left hand behind you. Again, a kickstand to keep the low back long. Right hand to the leg, and then gently twist from just below the belly button. Eventually take your gaze over the back shoulder and just breathe long into your spine. And if it felt good on the other side, maybe this side will feel good too. Lift the side of the jaw. Feel the stretch on the side of the neck. Every breath, find a little bit more space here. And then slowly unwind. Let's come back to center. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Feel the shoulders descend from your ears here. We're going to take our left arm up. Pat yourself on the back. Press your head into your forearm. And then bring your hand to your elbow. Side stretch here. Not a lot of space to move, so just anchor down and give your back of your arm some space and your ribs. And again, just gently press your head into your forearm. That's going to give you a good stretch. We want to keep range of motion here in your shoulders. And then come up and just make some circles with your elbow, releasing any tension from the upper back. Sometimes as your week goes on, depending what you do, if you get any kind of tweakiness in the neck from sleeping on it funny or shoulder, this is a good space to just kind of be really gentle. And then let's switch to the other side. Your right arm goes up, pat yourself on the back, press your head into your forearm, gentle stretch there, right up through the side body. And then bring your hand to your elbow, and then little side stretch. Belly pulls in, only move as far as feels good. So you're working on both keeping the spine nice and long, keeping your chest up, and then arching sideways. Relax the knees. If you're holding your breath, I want you to back off with the stretch a little bit. So find a happy little medium there. Just 2 more breaths here. And then come back up. Little circles with the elbow. Big circle as the upper arm moves in the shoulder socket. So this is a nice gentle way if you just bring your hand to your shoulder, or if you want to make it a bigger circle, you could do that too. Just whatever feels good to you this morning. And then we're going to just shake it out. All right, roll shoulders. Feeling good there. Whole torso is nicely open. Let's go ahead and come onto your hands and knees into a table pose. Now, if you have tender knees, you could fold up your mat a little bit or put your blanket under your knees. We're going to place the shoulders right over your wrists, knees under hips. And now just move in cat and cow. Look up, stretch the front of the body, put a little bend in your elbows. That's going to draw your shoulders back, opening your chest. And then round into your spine, tuck your tailbone and chin. Again, nice big breath, little bend in the elbows, lift the heart, and exhale round. You draw the belly in here, getting contraction on the front of your body. Stretch your cat back up to the sky. And then one more time, big breath in, and breathe out. Let's bring your left foot forward for a lunge. Hands frame the front foot. We're stretching into your right hip flexor. I want you to back off of it a little bit if it feels too intense. Otherwise, just stretch into the front of your hip. Deep breath in and feel length from the back knee on the ground right up through the top of the head. Notice you want to try to keep your chest open, your shoulders back. If that's proving challenging, you can just bring your hands on some blocks here or whatever you have there. You could put some pillows here. Whatever's going to help you bring your chest open and your shoulders back. Let's shift your weight back, straighten your front leg, lift your toes, and then guide your chest towards your top of your foot. You want to try to find a little balance of the weight being over the back knee, and then you're also drawing that left hip back. Feel that good stretch here. Take one more breath here. Lengthen out through the torso, and then exhale. Let's fold chest towards the top of the foot. And then we're going to come up. Let's change the direction of this stretch. So depending on which way you're facing, that same leg you were just stretching in front of you, I want you to take it out to your side. So you're going to come up to being up on your right knee and then taking your left leg out. Your toes are going to face my direction. And you can tuck the toes of the right leg or not. Just your weight is on this leg and you're reaching out through the outside of your left foot here. And you're going to take your hand down the left leg. You're going to feel that stretch start in the outside of your hip. Now take your your right arm up and over. Big breath in and out. Little gate pose here. You make sure your shoulders are right over your left leg. And then let's go in the opposite direction. We're going to get a long stretch from the outside of your foot right up through. So either hand on a block here or onto the ground, and then stretch nice and big. Bow into your left ribs here. Something else you could do is kind of press your hips towards my direction, squeezing into the glutes. You're going to feel some good contraction into your low back. Just be easy with your body here. And we'll bring our hands down. Go ahead and have a seat, keeping your left leg out to the side. Your right foot is inside. And then we'll similarly just kind of do that stretch as we sit. So take the arm down towards your left ankle, and then draw the belly in, take your right ribs up and over, reaching long, letting the arm dangle here so you don't have to touch toes here. I want you to truly keep your chest open, keep your shoulder over your leg, and the more you practice with this good alignment, the more those stretches are going to get longer in all the right directions. Let's root down through the outside of your right hip here. Take one more breath into those right ribs. And then come up to sitting. Let's walk your hands forward. You want to keep your knee up, your toes up, and then you walk your chest forward. So you're going to feel the leg kind of want to rotate in. So I want you to rotate it outward and just feel that inner thigh stretch, nice and gentle. Coming down as much as feels good. You're kind of pressing energy out through the heel. So this is all the good benefit of like a wide straddle stretch, but without the intensity of both legs being out. So we're just being easy on the body this morning. And when you're ready, walk your hands up. Go ahead and place your right hand behind you. Again, I'm going to have you take a big side stretch. And let's take a little back bend now. So hand behind you. You're going to lift your left arm up and then press your hips towards me and then stretch towards the back arch, kind of the back corner of your room or back corner of the mat. Feel that good intensity right in front of your left hip flexor. A good activation of your low back muscles. And then we'll come back to sitting. Bring your ankles to cross. And just take a moment to sit in stillness. Take a deep breath in. Good breath out. Just letting everything settle. The excitement of that opening, settle down, and just become present and neutral. Let's go ahead and come back into your table pose. Little cat and cow, noticing any difference in the space of your left hip here, of your left side ribs, your right side ribs. And then you can take your right foot forward now, between the hands. Hands are going to frame the ankle, hips sink here, and then focus on drawing the shoulders back. So if down here doesn't exactly work for you, bring yourself up to your front thigh. Just whatever is going to give you your best stretch in front of your hip flexor. You're just just coming back to neutral, getting our bodies all reset from all your activity, or maybe from a little less activity, depending on your week. Just kind of waking up all the parts. Let's sit back and straighten your front leg, stretching into your hamstring. You're resting on your front knee, your back leg. So your weight goes over the back knee. And again, here I want you to guide the right hip back, and then your left hip forward. That way your weight of your torso is coming over your front leg. A lot of times in my in-person classes, I see people kind of do this number, and it's not going to get you as much of a stretch into your hamstring. So give yourself a little bit more space, because eventually, the reason we're stretching in this fashion is eventually this leads to the big split pose, Hamanasana. So it's where the leg, and it's not necessarily functional, necessary function for your day, but if you are interested in progressing in your poses, it's really good to kind of practice in the right way so that you get more space in those places you need it. And this is definitely one of those places that we find that we get tightness. So if you're tight here, it's going to end up kind of pulling on your low back. So just give yourself one more breath. And then carefully come up. On the other side, I had to turn around so I would face you. So go ahead and make sure that your right leg now is straight out to the side. You're resting, or your weight is on your left foot. And we're going to take that gate pose as we go down the right leg. Make sure your toes are towards me. The outside of your foot is rooted down. So come down the leg, and then left arm goes up and over. Breathe big into your ribs here. And then we'll reach up, put the hand down, and now from the outside of your foot, root down, and then take the arm up and over. Belly pulls in, stretch long through your fingertips. Bow those ribs up to the sky. Maybe a little press of your hips towards the camera here, the front of your mat. And then we come on down to seated. Bring your left foot inside your right leg. Your right leg is out to the side, so we can similarly do that stretch, but from a seated position. So take your arm down your leg as much as feels good. Maybe you stop right here, and then take your left arm up and over. Let the weight of the arm give you that stretch. Just take your time. Your body just needs you to settle down. Give it time and space to breathe. Maybe roll that left shoulder back a little bit. Feel free to close the eyes. We'll stay here for 2 more breaths. And then go ahead and bring the hand down behind you. Actually, we're going to take that front stretch. I got excited about the side stretch. So take your hands forward. We want the knee to stay up, your toes to stay up, so you're in good alignment to get that stretch inside of the leg. Remember, this is a half straddle stretch. So getting those good spaces into the big muscles of your body. Let the chin tuck, breathe into your back body. Maybe with every out breath, you find a little more space, a little more release. And just take one more breath here. We'll come up slowly. Now we take the big side stretch. So your left hand comes behind you. Press your toes down. You come up onto that shin. And then big stretch as you reach towards the back corner. Press down through your toes here. Let the palm face down. Feel your whole body nice and long. Your back strong here, supporting you. And then we'll come down to sitting. Cross the ankles. And just sit in that neutral spine. Shoulders back, chest up. close the eyes. Your chin is parallel to the ground. Deep breath into the low belly. Allow yourself to slow down and be present in your body. And we'll open up our eyes. Let's bring yourself to hands and knees for another moment here. Just a little cat and cow, again, to just feel how you've made some space. We've moved the spine as we flex and extend here with little back bends and some nice folds. And then laterally, as your ribs go side to side, as we've taken our side stretches, you should feel more space here. We stretch the legs as we begin. Let's come into a downward dog. Feel free to keep your knees bent if you need a little bit more gentle this morning. Stretching your hips up to the sky, keeping those arms hugging towards your ears. And feel the arms plug into your torso, spreading your fingers wide. The top of your head points to that space between your thumbs, and then you can start to press one heel down, then the other. Feeling length in your spine, length in your legs. A good rest here. I want you to inwardly rotate the legs so the inner thighs are going back behind you. You're hiding your heels from yourself as you gaze towards your ankles. And then let's bend the knees and walk your hands towards your feet. So you gently come into a forward fold. Making sure the toes are facing forward. A good bend in the knees here, as much as you need. And then just allow your torso to hang. Now your legs are supporting you. You're going to hold opposite elbows and just sway side to side. Allow the top of your head to point down. There's no tension in your neck. Your face is relaxed. Now go ahead and hug your bent knees. So you bend the knees as much as you need to, and then turn the head to say yes and no. Just reminding yourself not to hold up the heavy head. As you hug the legs here, breathe into the space between your shoulder blades, letting your back expand. Feeling the gravity kind of pull on your upper body. Allow the arms to dangle again. All the while, you're bending the knees as much as feels good. You're giving your legs, your back, all the space it needs. Let's walk your hands over towards your left and keep your weight balanced on both feet. And then walk your hands over to your right. Nice deep breath in and out. Let the hands come back to center. One more breath here. Let's walk your hands out to a plank pose. You're welcome to put the knees down here. And then exhale, come on down to your belly. Elbows bend. Now hands press under the shoulders. Lift your heart as much as feels good. Feel that good stretch for the front of the body and good squeeze. Little hug for your back body. Now come on down, fold your hands, rest your forehead or your cheek. We're going to bend the knees and let the legs sway side to side. Just letting that movement kind of massage the organs in your abdomen. Letting the weight of your legs be pressed into the top of the thighs. And then the hands come down. I want you to extend your left arm out right at 90 degrees, so it's directly out from your body. Your palm faces down, your thumb is up. And then you're going to bring your right hand under your shoulder and then press yourself away from your hand so we stretch at the front of your left shoulder. Rest your hand here. And if you like to, lift that top leg and put it behind you so that you've got like a little kickstand. Two deep breaths here. down to your belly, and then we'll do the other side. Now your right arm goes out on the other side of you, right out to your side, and then your left hand comes in front of your shoulder, and then you press yourself away. So this stretches into the front of your shoulder. Rest your head. And it's a little bit of a twist for the rest of the body. If you like to, lift that top leg, put it behind you. Feel that stretch right in front of the shoulder. So if that's a little intense, why don't you just lower your front shoulder or your lifted shoulder. But give yourself a little time and space here. Close the eyes, breathe in the front of the chest. And then come on back down. We're going to put our hands under our shoulders. And then bring those elbows right where your hands are so that your shoulder is right over your elbow, right into a Sphinx pose. Stretch your toes back and feel like you're lengthening your chest forward and out, kind of pressing your belly and your hips down towards the mat. Breathe into the opening of the front of the body, and then that equal effort to balance in the low back, feeling length. Stretch back through the toes, tops of the thighs are pressing down. So you're practicing good posture, trying to draw those shoulders back. And if you want a deeper stretch here, let's come on up. Bring your hands closer. Otherwise, I want you to just stay in the low Sphinx. Close the eyes and just feel the breath go in and out of the body. We're going to come down slowly and then come into an alligator pose. Your legs go out, turn your toes out so the inner thighs are resting on your mat. You're just going to let your back neutralize here. Take a few breaths, folding the hands, resting your cheek or your forehead. As you breathe in here, feeling nicely connected to your mat, I want you to feel the breath press through your belly, and then it goes into your back body. So your back body rises with the inhale. And as you exhale, let go of any tension, any last little bits of effort. And then come up slowly. Let's go ahead and come on up to your elbows or your hands. Bring the legs back together. Draw the belly in, and then slowly stretch back to a child's pose to lengthen and counter that low back bend. So we neutralize there in alligator pose. Reach your arms out long. Find your child's pose, breathing into the length of your spine. And if you're still here with me, I want you to breathe in and just give yourself a little gratitude, because that means you're giving your body some space, some patience. That means you're giving your body permission, your mind permission to slow down. Breathe into the ribs here. And then walk your hands over to your right. Stretch back through your left hip, reach long through your left palm. And then walk your hands over to the left. Breathe into your right ribs here. Let's come back to center. One more breath. Soften your elbows. And let's slowly roll up to sitting. Go ahead and sit with your legs out in front of you. And stretch the legs out nice and long. We'll bend into your left leg and then take it across your body. If you like to, you can let this leg come closer and kind of into more of a half Lord of the Fishes pose. But if that has you tilting and has you not feeling good in your seat, I want you to lengthen the right leg. Sit up tall, draw your shoulders back, and let's twist. Left hand behind you, lengthen up. Draw your belly away from that front thigh. Lift up through the heart. Feel all the strength and vitality of your spine, all the muscles in your torso. Let's close the eyes and take another breath. And then counter that twist. Open up to the other side. Lots of space for your belly. And then sit forward. The left leg goes out straight. That's the one that was just bent in front of you. Your right foot comes in. We're going to sit up and then just forward stretch. Right over your front leg. Breathe into your low back here. And then come up slowly. Let's bend into your right leg and then cross it over. Again, if you like to, you're going to hook that foot underneath you to sit. Sit up tall, whichever way feels good to you. Lengthen up through your spine. And then right hand behind you, go ahead and draw your belly away from your thigh. Give yourself lots of space, low back is long, and then we twist, hugging the leg in. Or if it feels good to you, you're going to hook your elbow outside of your knee. I have a shorter torso, so I tend to just like to hug the knee. I want you to make this work for your body. Feel free to close the eyes. We take away that sense of sight, one less distraction. As you breathe in, imagine where the breath is going. Notice it. And as you exhale, I want you to let go of something. A little holding, a little tension, maybe just a thought that's unserving today. And then counter twist to the other side, opening up. Draw your shoulder back. Feel the crown of the head lifting up. And then we'll face forward. Your left foot comes inside of your right leg. Sit up tall, face your leg, and then just forward stretch any amount. Feel the stretch. Close the eyes, feel your back body expand. Just give your body a little ease and space here. Many times it's not the pose in yoga that we're trying to conquer. It's much more the mind telling us that we should be doing something else than sitting and stretching. So thank yourself for giving yourself this time. Your body needs a little slowdown. You need to have time in your day to pay attention to your thoughts. Notice what habits you have. Without judgment, just being aware and noticing you are in control of your thoughts. You're in control of your breath. And always a longer breath is best. And a letting go of a force into a stretch, a force into a situation in your day. Just let go of some of the intensity. Let things come as they will. Take one more breath here to your low back, to your leg, your hip, whatever is tight. And then come up with ease. I want you to just roll onto your back now. Take your time. Take a little space here with me to lay on your back, supported by your mat. As we come into Shavasana, you're welcome to finish just as we began, with your knees together and your feet wide, your arms out to the side, or maybe arms resting on your belly. Wherever you are, just close your eyes. Maybe lengthen the legs out if that feels good to you. And if your legs are out, I want you to lift your backside and put it back down, letting it settle. And then lift your chest and then tuck your shoulder blades under. Breathe into the whole body. And as you breathe out, feel lighter. Feel something lift off of you. Maybe it's effort. Maybe it's something emotional. A thought, or just some extra holding you may not have realized was there. And allow all the muscles of the face relax, holding no expression there. And then feel space and length from your ears down through your shoulders. Your neck is relaxed. Your arms are long. And let's go down to the soles of the feet. Relax your feet and your toes. Allow your legs to feel heavy and relaxed. Breathe into the space of your hips. And then soften your belly. Just allow your body to be right here with your breath. Just no effort, supported by the ground beneath you. If your mind needs something to rest on, let it rest and watch the breath. Maybe focused on that space between the eyebrows. Without any force, just feel it come in and go out. Gentle ebb and flow of the fill up and the release. Your breath is renewing you with every inhale and exhale. It renews with the breath. Let it renew your thoughts. Let it renew your effort. Let's just be still here for a few moments there on your back as you rest. Just letting all the stretches, all the space settle into your body. Give your body this time to recognize all of your movement, all of your practice. Take a nice deep breath in, fill up. And then a long breath out. Just feel the ease of your body and the space and length. With very little effort, roll over to the side of your choice and rest for a breath or two. Giving your body ease in this practice so that you can remind yourself to have ease in your day. We only can have control over ourselves, over the ways we react, over the ways we proceed. So give yourself space, give yourself patience, give yourself release. Eventually, come on up to your seat with me. Let's sit with your ankles crossed or whatever easy sitting position feels good. You can sit on your blanket here. Just sit up tall. Feel the length of your head, your spine reaching up through the top of your head. Take a deep breath in with your eyes closed. And then a good breath out of the mouth and feel how that relaxes you. Feel the face soften, your eyes soften. Again, deep breath into the low belly. Releasing breath out. Then turn your palms up. Really gently, slowly, and patiently. Bring your hands to your heart. Pressing your palms together. Take a moment to acknowledge all the goodness inside of you. That bright light that burns in each of us. And know that every person you come into contact with, either virtually or in person or over the phone, they all have that bright light burning in them. So let's recognize that in each one of us. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you'll come back, practice this again, and have a wonderful weekend.